Welcome, Mayor. Glad
Hello, how you doing, Terry?
I'm doing great. Thank you for joining us today. So, we're talking about diversity, and I know that you have used phrases of innovation, collaboration, and inclusiveness as things that you're concerned about. So, it sounds like diversity is important to you. Why would that be?
Diversity is important to me primarily because of the community that we live in. We're blessed to live in this multicultural region now. And because of that, I know from a public servant and a public sector perspective, it is important to the constituents that we serve that Orange County's employ reflect this broad diversity that we have as a community. And so we should make certain that when we institute public policy, that we take into consideration the constituents that we're serving. And that's why I believe that it is important for us as a local government, and certainly it is important to me as a career public servant to be inclusive.
And how do you feel we're doing as a community?
I think we're doing fairly well. When I look at the employee here within Orange County, I'm proud to say that from the top of our organization right down to those who do the blue collar type of work here within our county, it reflects the diversity of our community. For example, we have a county administrator who is African American. We have senior directors within the county, department directors who are African American, who are Hispanic, who are female. My chief of staff is a woman. And in fact, most of my special assistants who work here on the mayor's staff are women. We have an Asian female that is part of the team here. We have a Hispanic female, Puerto Rican, that is part of the mayor's staff. When we look across the leadership, senior leadership of our county, we have Dr. Yolanda Martinez, who heads up our health services department. We have Chief Louis Quinones in our corrections department, who heads up the jail. And then numerous others. When we look into utilities, we have Hispanic female deputy director in that location, Hispanic male senior official there as well. And so I think that's important throughout the county. I intend to continue that. One of the ways that we've tried to make certain that we are being sensitive to the needs of our community, we have intertwined and engaged the community directly in the decision making through various ways. We've instituted several task forces since I've been on as mayor. We have had a Housing for All task force. We have now a Citizen Safety task force that is underway. We have a Domestic Violence task force that is doing work on behalf of all of the residents of Orange County. We had a transition team that reflected the broad diversity of the county. We started something here called the Dr. MLK Initiative. Rather than celebrating the life and legacy of Dr. King's civil rights efforts on a once a year basis during the MLK holiday period, we have a year-round initiative that includes service, public service, and we have a group of volunteers who work to make certain that we are engaging in community activities where diversity is part of the goal of the various community-based organizations. And so that means that we have to be really intentional about the things that we're doing if we truly are going to embrace the diversity that we have.
Mm-hmm. Well, Orange County government is doing a lot, as you've just mentioned. I think you grew up in the area too, did you?
Yeah, I grew up. I was born and raised in Orange County, and I have spent the last 40 years in public service, and just seeing this community grow, even from the arts perspective, Terry. We try to make certain that with this significant downturn in the economy, the recession that we're in now caused by the pandemic, that as we move from a response phase purely to a recovery phase, we wanted to make certain that we were getting those who work in the performing arts back to work as well and create opportunities for them to continue their livelihood, to be able to perform. And we've used some CARES Act funding, as you know, to assist with productions at the Dr. Phillips Performing Arts Center with their front lawn, front yard effort that is underway at this point. And we have numerous other things that we've done to make certain that our community continues to thrive.
And our arts community has been very aware of the conversation happening about equity, racial equity, and have been working on things related to that. You have also some personal connection maybe to the national discourse that's happening. And how would you say Central Florida fits into that national discourse?
Well, Central Florida is important to America. It's important to the world. We are the #1 tourist destination, obviously, in North America, and certainly within the U.S., perhaps one of the top tourist destinations in the world. And because of that, there are all eyes on us. We are a melting pot. We have international visitors coming here and doing business here within this area. And consequently, it has made us on center stage at the federal level when discussions with in the political arena. My wife serves in the United States House of Representatives and represents Florida's Congressional District 10, which runs from downtown to Western Orange County. And then we have several other local elected officials who represent the region. We have Congressman Darren Soto, who serves in the House, Congresswoman Stephanie Murphy. We have Congressman Daniel Webster, and others who really represent the Central Florida area. And so what we try to do is make certain that we leverage those relationships so that when it comes time for funding to help support some of these broad-based prosperity initiatives that we have the support from our federal government, and that requires active participation in that process. So we're active at the National Association of Counties, the Florida Association of Counties, and then we're very active here, both in the public and private and the philanthropic sectors to ensure that we are delivering on what we promised the people that we would do. We use a transition team document that was produced by a group of about 37 volunteer citizens as I transitioned into becoming the mayor. That transition team report serves as a blueprint by which we should be evaluated during the remainder of my tenure as mayor. The citizens said there were certain things that they wanted to ensure that we were doing as priorities. And so expanding the arts, expanding investments in environmentally sensitive lands, focusing on diversity, focusing on customer service and improving customer service as a county, and making certain that we were being responsive to the emerging needs of our county has been really important. And so we are following that. So you're pretty much aware of that in the role that you play as a manager here within Orange County. We talk about it from time to time so that it is in the front of mind and not in the back of mind as we move forward to serve our citizens.
Well, I agree. And with Fusion Fest, at this crossroads of the world that we are, we say that we want to show the world that people can live together on the basis of respect and love instead of fear and hate. And I thank you for the job that you're doing in helping us with that. Orange County, over the last couple hundred years, has not always been the best place for people that weren't white. So I hope we're changing that and changing the world. So thank you for
We are indeed, and I'm so excited about what Fusion Fest means to us because we have this intersection of cultures from around the world that come together when we celebrate the pageantry, the entertainment, the food, the theater, and everything that comes along with it. Man, it doesn't get much better than that when you try to become the community that everyone wants to emulate and everyone wants to live in. What excitement we have. Our History Center is a very active part of telling our story. Yes, Orange County has a varied history of sometimes not being so inclusive, but we have, this is the 176th year of our Orange County being in existence. And our History Center is going through some renovations there and upgrading some of the exhibits to make sure that the story gets told and that it is documented what we're doing as we are living through these times that we're in now. So Terry, I have to thank you and your entire team and all of those volunteers with programs such as Fusion Fest and the many other things that you're doing, because it really works to improve the overall quality of life that we so desperately need and enjoy here within Orange County. So I know we're just on the tip of the iceberg of what we can expect this community to be.
Well, thank you, Mayor. It's been great to talk to you, and appreciate all that you're doing. Thank you very much.
Thank you all very much. And thank you, Tylee, for your assistance today as well.